Hi everyone, my name is Miss Goodfellow and I'm the Director of Science at Royds Hall, and welcome to my presentation on Year 11 Kickstart for Science. If there are any questions that you'd like to ask after this presentation, please feel free to email me at andrea.goodfellow@sharemat.co.uk. Obviously that G is a little g, apologies for not changing it. So we know that in science it is a subject which is absolutely packed full of new knowledge, and because of this we know that students who revise frequently will make more progress. So this is just a plea to support us in helping your child by ensuring that they are revising frequently, little and often, for their science exams. So this is going to be much better for them than leaving their revision for the last few weeks before the exams. It can be really stressful if students do this and doesn't always get the required results. So on to the important bits of information. So the exam board is the AQA exam board. And there are two pathways in science. So the Science Combined Trilogy course pathway and the Separate Science Courses pathway. So your child will already be on one of these pathways, and they can either sit the higher or the foundation tiers of entry for either one of these. So even if they're doing the Separate Sciences, they can do either the higher or the foundation tier. So how is it assessed? So whether they're doing the combined science or the separate sciences, they will each sit 6 exams in science. These exams, so they'll sit 2 in biology, 2 in chemistry, and 2 in physics. And what they cover in biology is split between the 2 papers. So 1 to 4 for paper 1 and 5 to 7, topics 5 to 7 for paper 2. The exams are 1 hour and 15 minutes long for the combined science students. They each are worth 70 marks, which will make up 16.7% of their GCSE. They have varied question types from multiple choice, structured, closed, short answers, and open like 4 to 6 marker questions. It's very similar for the separate sciences, apart from theirs is a 1 hour 45 minute paper, each worth 100 marks, which will make up 50% of their GCSE. So they will each get a biology, a chemistry, and a physics GCSE. So they will, if your child is in separate sciences, they will gain 3 GCSEs in science. The combined science will gain or achieve 2 GCSEs in science. So required practical work. So we really request that students revise for the required practical element of the exam. Not that they'll be doing a required practical, but there are a range of required practicals that they will need to know and to learn before they go into their science exam, because they will inevitably get exam questions on the required practical work. So if they have a really good understanding of the required practicals before they go into the exams, that will really help them gain those marks as they're sitting those papers. So assessments in science. So students will complete a mock science, and the mock science will be completing full paper 1s and part paper 2s, which is where we are up to, or where they will be up to by the time they're sitting their mocks. And in addition to this, each half term they will be sitting a science assessment. Their first combined science assessment and separate sciences, well, the combined science assessment is on the 17th of October. If they are sitting the separate sciences, the biology is on the 12th of October, chemistry is on the 23rd of October, and the physics is on the 17th of October. And prior to their assessment, students will be informed of what content will be assessed. So, for example, your combined science students have had this sheet which tells them that in the first assessment on the 17th of October, they will be assessed on the topics infection and response, forces, organic chemistry, inheritance, evolution and variation, and this is the topic we are currently teaching Year 11s. So, GCSE papers and grades. So all sciences are higher in foundation, as I've already mentioned. If they are sitting the higher papers in separate science, they can achieve a grade 4 to 9. And in combined science, they can achieve grades 4 to 4, 4, 4 to a 9, 9. If students do not achieve a grade 4, it is possible that they might drop off the bottom and get a U. So we really want to make sure that students are sitting the correct exam, because we don't want them dropping off the bottom and getting a U grade. That is the last thing that we want. In foundation, on the foundation papers, they will get, for separate sciences, a grades 1 to 5, or in the combined science, a 1-1 to a 5-5. So preparation for exams. So in lesson time, we are answering extended answer questions in their science lessons. They do a weekly physics equation quiz. They do regular exam questions, modelling. So the teacher sat there modelling answers under the visualizer, so the students see how best to approach a range of questions. We provide QLAs after assessments, and we provide students with the opportunity to improve on where they might be not doing as well in a particular area, which is highlighted by the QLA. I've got one to show you a little bit later. And we do a period 6 booster session every Monday, week A, so Mondays, week A's. So this is the QLA that I was talking about. So after each assessment, your child will receive one of these. So you can see that there were 5 questions on the paper. The first one was on organic compounds, and this particular student got 4 marks out of 5, which is a green. When on question 4, on the reactivity in simple cells, this student achieved only 1 mark out of 9. So we've said that this is an area where they need to improve. Okay, and we would give them work in lessons. We would either reteach the work if generally students across the board had not done particularly well on this particular question, so we'd reteach the knowledge, or for example, if most people were achieving higher or getting greens on this, we would help the students individually by giving them information and some questions in order for them to improve in that particular area for themselves. Calculators are extremely important. So your child will need a calculator for every exam in science. That's including the biology exam. There are mathematical skill questions on each of their papers, biology, chemistry, and physics. There are more on the physics papers. So there's a higher percentage of maths questions in the physics paper, more than chemistry, and chemistry is more than biology. But in every single one, they will need their calculator in their exam. We do sell calculators, so on parent pay, and they can pick these up from maths. So maths department basically sell the calculators, but any calculator from any supermarket or large store will sell scientific calculators. We sell, on parent pay, we sell revision guides and workbooks. So the separate science revision guides, there's one for biology, one for chemistry, and one for physics. These are £3.15 each. And we also sell the workbooks, which have exam questions or very similar to exam questions in them. And the trilogy combined science revision guides, these are £6, and they can either buy a higher or a foundation. The separate science ones, there's no higher or foundation, it is just a separate science one. There's just one for biology, one for chemistry, one for physics, but there's higher or foundation in combined science. Useful websites. So this is here is a range of useful websites. So you've got the revision guides, which obviously isn't a website, that's useful for revision. BBC Bite Science is very good for revision. Free science lessons, which are YouTube clips, which are they're very to the point. So they're not long-winded videos. They're really good to the point videos. Primrose Kitten. So you can also buy into the lady that does the Primrose Kitten videos. You can actually buy into and do like revision on the website. Before the exam, she puts out a paper, kind of like a predicted paper as well. She's got loads and loads of like resources on there, which is really good. A lot of them are free, but some of them you do have to pay for. Seneca Learning, which is another useful website. Fuse School, FET Colorado, Amoeba Sisters, Mr. X Ham, which I think is quite good for the biology, and also Cognito. So that's my presentation finished. Thank you very much for listening, and bye-bye.